Hi students, once again welcome back to our classes on polynomials. In our last class we have seen division algorithm of polynomials. Those who didn't watch it, try to watch it first, then only you will be able to understand today's class. See, and also one more thing, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, do subscribe it now itself and press the bell icon also. Okay. See, today we are going to discuss about some board examination questions based on division algorithm of polynomials. So what actually is the division algorithm? So division algorithm says that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Suppose we are dividing p of x by g of x, then if the quotient is q of x and the remainder is r of x, then p of x is equal to g of x into q of x plus r of x, where r of x is the remainder. See, suppose the remainder r of x is equal to 0. If the remainder r of x is equal to 0, then what does it mean? G of x is a factor of p of x. Is it clear? On division, if the remainder is 0, we can say that divisor will be a factor of the dividend. See, just consider very simple example. Suppose we are dividing 6 by 2. So if we are dividing 6 by 2, what is the quotient? Quotient is equal to 3. And what is the remainder? Remainder is equal to 0. So here dividend is 6 and divisor is 2 and this is the quotient. The remainder is 0. So why the remainder 0 is obtained here? Because 2 is a factor of 6. So if the remainder is 0, then what does it mean? The divisor will be a factor of the dividend. Is it clear? If the remainder is 0, then what does it mean? The divisor will be a factor of the dividend. So now let us go to the first question. See, applying division algorithm to check if g of x is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2 is a factor of f of x is equal to x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2. So using division algorithm, you will have to check whether this polynomial g of x is a factor of the polynomial f of x is equal to x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2. So how will you check whether this polynomial is a factor of this one f of x? Just divide f of x by g of x, and if the remainder is 0, we can say that g of x is a factor of f of x. Is it clear? So what we are going to do? We are dividing the polynomial f of x by g of x. Then if the remainder is 0, we can say that g of x is a factor of f of x. So here using division algorithm, if r of x is equal to 0, then g of x is a factor of p of x. So here the divisor is f of x is equal to x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2. And this is the, here x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2 is the dividend and this is the divisor. So just divide the dividend by the divisor, and if the remainder is equal to 0, we can say that the divisor is a factor of the dividend. Now let us divide f of x by g of x, and if the remainder r of x is equal to 0, we can say that g of x is a factor of f of x. Now let us divide. That means we are dividing f of x by g of x. F of x is x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2 divided by g of x is x square minus 3x plus 2. So what is the first step? So this is the, see, first of all you will have to express these two polynomials in standard form. So here x raised to 4 term, x cube, x square term is absent here, x square term is not given. So you will have to write 0x square. So let us write here the x square term. See, this is x raised to 4 term and this is x cube term. So x square term is absent, so you will have to write 0x square. Then minus x plus 2 is written as it is. Minus x plus 2. These two terms are written as it is. So we are dividing this polynomial by x square minus 3x plus 2. So this is in standard form, second degree term, first degree term, constant term. So clear. How will you divide these two polynomials? So first of all, here the first term is x raised to 4, and what is the first term here? It is x square. Just divide x raised to 4 by x square. X raised to 4 divided by x square. What is that? X square. So x square is the first term of the quotient. So this is the first term of the quotient, x square. Now you will have to multiply x square with this polynomial. That means you will have to multiply x square with each and every term of this polynomial. That is x square into x square. That is x raised to 4. X square into minus 3x. So minus 3 into 1 is minus 3. Just multiply the coefficients first. Here we have minus 3 into 1 x square. That is minus 3 into 1 is minus 3. X square into x is x cube. Then plus 2 into x square is 2x square. Now you will have to subtract. See, in order to subtract, so this is plus x raised to 4. So put a negative sign here. This is minus 3x cube. So put a positive sign here. So this also is positive. So put a negative sign here. See, just put the sign which is opposite to the actual sign. So here is sign positive, so put a negative sign below that. So here is negative, so put a positive sign below it. So this is plus, so put a negative sign. Now you will have to consider these three signs. So x raised to 4 minus x raised to 4, 0. You need not write 0 here. X raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 is 0. That is, then next is minus 2x cube plus 3x cube. What is minus 2x cube plus 3x cube? Minus 2 plus 3 is 1x cube. That is plus 3x cube minus 2x cube. 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is minus 2 plus, you have to consider this positive sign. Minus 2 plus 3. That is plus 1. 1x cube. Then 0, you will have to consider this negative sign. 0 minus 2 is minus 2 x square. So this is 0x square minus 2x square. That is 0 minus 2x square. 0 minus 2 is minus 2 and that much x square. So we will have to write this, the next term, minus x as it is. Now repeat the same procedure. So here the first term is x cube and here the first term is x square. Just divide x cube by x square. So x cube by x square. What is that? X. So you will have to write plus x here. That is the second term of the quotient. Next, as in the previous case, just multiply x with each and every term of this polynomial. X into x square. That is x cube. X into minus 3x. Minus 3x into x is minus 3x square. Minus 3 into 1. Just multiply the coefficients first. Minus 3 into 1 is minus 3. X into x is x square. Plus 2 into x is plus 2x. Now you will have to subtract. So here this is plus x cube. So you will have to put a negative sign here. So this is minus x cube. So you will have to put a positive sign here. So this is plus 2x. So put a negative sign below that. Now you will have to consider these three signs which are assigned later. So x cube minus x cube is 0. So x cube minus x cube is 0. So this is minus 2x square plus 3x square. Minus 2x square plus 3. You will have to consider this plus sign, not this negative sign. Minus 2 plus 3. What is minus 2 plus 3? It is plus 1. That is 1x square. 1x square is simply x square. So here this is minus 1 minus 2. Just do the coefficients first. Here it is minus 1 minus 2. What is minus 1 minus 2? It is minus 3x. So you are left with plus 2 and that is written as it is. Now here the first term is x square. Here also the first term is x square. Just divide x square by x square. What is x square by x square? X square by x square is equal to 1 plus 1. So you will have to write multiply each and every term of this polynomial by 1. So if any quantity is multiplied by 1, you know that 1 is multiplicative identity, so it will not change. So 1 into this polynomial, you will get this polynomial itself. So 1 into x square minus 3x plus 2 is x square minus 3x plus 2 itself. So if you subtract x square minus 3x plus 2 from the same polynomial x square minus 3x plus 2, you will get 0. That means here the remainder is 0. That means on dividing the polynomial x square minus 2x cube plus 0x square minus x plus 2, that means on dividing f of x is equal to x raised to 4 minus 2x cube minus x plus 2 by the polynomial g of x equal to x square minus 3x plus 2, the remainder is 0. So since the remainder is 0, we can say that g of x is a factor of f of x. Since r of x is equal to 0, we can say that g of x is a factor of f of x. Now we have proved that the remainder r of x is equal to 0. Since the remainder r of x is equal to 0, g of x is a factor of the polynomial f of x. So what is the division algorithm? It is P of dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. If the remainder is 0, if the remainder is equal to 0, that is if r of x is equal to 0, then g of x is a factor of P of x. That means if remainder is 0, then the divisor is a factor of the dividend. So here g of x is equal to 0, then here the remainder is equal to 0. Therefore, this polynomial is a factor of this one. So we have proved that. So this is an All India 2019 board examination question. I think this question is quite clear to you. Okay, let us move to the next problem. See, the second problem is find all zeros of the polynomial 2x raised to 4 minus 9x cube plus 5x square plus 3x minus 1 if two of its zeros are 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. So this is a fourth degree polynomial. A fourth degree polynomial will have 4 zeros. So a polynomial of degree n will have n zeros. So a polynomial of degree 4, this is a fourth degree polynomial, so it will have 4 zeros. And among the 4 zeros, you are given only 2 zeros. And you are required to find out the remaining 2 zeros. So altogether 4 zeros are there, but 2 zeros are only given. So you will have to find out the remaining 2 zeros. So how to find out? See, we have seen that if x equal to a is a zero of the polynomial. So let us assume that if x is equal to a is a zero of the polynomial p of x, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. So I think this factor theorem is quite known to you. See, if x is equal to a is a zero of p of x, that means p of a equal to 0. If x is equal to a is a zero of p of x, then x minus this 0 will be a factor. So here we are given that x equal to 2 plus root 3 is a zero of this polynomial. Therefore, x minus of 2 plus root 3 is a factor of the polynomial. See, if there is more than one term after a negative sign, you will have to put a bracket. So here 2 plus root 3. Here we have 2 terms. So after this negative sign, you will have to put a bracket. So if 2 plus root 3 is a zero of the polynomial, then what does it mean? X minus of this 0 will be a factor of this polynomial. Similarly, is a factor of the polynomial. See, 2 plus root 3 is a zero of the polynomial. Therefore, x minus of this thing will be a factor of the polynomial. See, x equal to a or a is a 0 of the polynomial p of x, then x minus of this 0, that is a, is a factor of p of x. So 2 plus root 3 is a 0 of the polynomial, therefore x minus of this 0 will be a factor of p of x. That means this can be written as x minus, you will have to give this negative sign to these two terms. So x minus 2 minus root 3 is a factor. Is a factor of the given polynomial. So let us assume that p of x is equal to this. See, is a factor of p of x. Similarly, 2 minus root 3 is a factor. See, these are irrational roots. So irrational roots occurs as conjugate pairs. If 2 plus root 3 is one root, the other root will be 2 minus root 3. See, if 2 minus root 3 is a 0, then we can say that x minus of this thing 0. X minus of 2 minus root 3 is a factor. Is a factor of p of x. So what is x minus 2 minus root 3? X. So you will have to give this negative sign to these two terms. That is x minus 2 minus root 3 becomes plus root 3 is a factor of p of x. So if x equal to a is a 0 of p of x, x minus a is a factor of p of x. Is it clear? If x is equal to a is a 0 of p of x, then x minus of that 0 is a factor. See, if 2 plus root 3 is a 0, then x minus of this thing will be a factor. That is x minus 2 minus root 3 is a factor. And again, we are given that 2 minus root 3 is a 0 of p of x. If 2 minus root 3 is a 0, x minus of this thing will be a factor of p of x. That means x minus 2 minus root 3 becomes plus root 3 is a factor of p of x. So clear? So these two are factors of p of x. Therefore, the product of these two factors will also be a factor of p of x. That means x minus 2 minus root 3, x minus 2 minus root 3 into x minus 2 plus root 3 is a factor of p of x. Is it clear? See, x minus 2 minus root 3 is a factor and x minus 2 plus root 3 is also a factor. Therefore, if you multiply these two factors, you will get some other factor of p of x. So x minus 2 minus root 3 into x minus 2 plus root 3 is a factor of p of x. Now how will you multiply these two? So this is x minus 2 minus root 3 and this is x minus 2 plus root 3. This is of the form a minus b into a plus b. So here a is x minus 2, b is root 3, here a is x minus 2, b is root 3. So this is a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? It is a square minus b square. A square means x minus 2 whole square minus b square means root 3 square. So this is a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? It is a square minus b square. A minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. So this is a minus b into a plus b. So this is a square minus b square. Just expand. So a minus b, this is of the form a minus b whole square. That is a square plus b square minus 2ab. A square means x square plus b square means by 2 square. That is plus 4 minus 2ab minus 2 into x into 2. That is minus 4x. Minus, so what is root 3 square? It is 3. So root 3 square is 3. So when we square this radical sign vanishes. So x square plus 4 minus 4x minus 3. So this is of the form a minus b whole square. That is a square plus b square minus 2ab. A square is x square, b square is 2 square plus 4 minus 2ab is minus 2 into x into 2. 2 into 2 And now we have got a second degree factor of the polynomial. So how do you factorize this polynomial completely? See, so let us consider the number 6. Suppose 2 is a factor of, if 2 is a factor of 6, how will you find out the second factor? Just divide 6 by 2. 6 divided by 2. So you will get 3, which is some other factor of 6. So if we are given that this is a factor of the polynomial p of x, so how do we find out the other factors? Just divide p of x by this polynomial. So clear? To find out the other factors, just divide p of x by this factor. So now let us divide this by the polynomial p of x. So this is 2x raised to 4, 2x raised to 4 minus 9x cube plus 5x square plus 3x minus 1 divided by, so this is the factor. So you will have to find out the other factors, just divide by this factor, x square minus 4x plus 1, x square minus 4x plus 1. How do you divide? See, here the first term is 2x raised to 4. Divide this 2x raised to 4 by x square. What is 2x raised to 4 by x square? So this is cancelling x raised to 4 and x square. You will get x square. So this is 2x square. So write 2x square, which is the first term of quotient. Then multiply 2x square with this polynomial and you will have to write it below this polynomial. That is 2x square into x square is 2x raised to 4. Then 2x square into minus 4x. That is 2 into minus 4 is minus 8. X into x square is x cube. Then plus 2x square into 1 is 2x square itself. Now you subtract. To subtract, here we have plus 2x raised to 4, so put a negative sign. Here we have minus 8x cube, so put a positive sign. Here we have plus 2x cube, so put a negative sign. Just put opposite signs. Now, you will have to consider these three signs. See, 2x raised to 4 minus 2x raised to 4 is 0. 2x raised to 4 minus 2x raised to 4 is 0. You need not write that. So, this is minus 9x cube plus 8x cube. You will have to consider this side. Minus 9x cube plus 8x cube. What is minus 9x cube plus 8x cube? Minus 9 plus 8 is minus 1, that is minus x cube. So this is 5 minus 2. 5x square minus 2x square. 5 minus 2 is plus 3 x square. Next term is plus 3x. Now just repeat the previous procedure. Minus x cube is the first term here. So here the first term is x square. Just divide. So this is minus x cube divided by x square. So the it is minus x, cancelling x square and x cube, you will get x. So here we have a negative sign. So it is minus x. So write minus x here. Minus x. So minus x into, you will have to multiply this minus x with this polynomial. That is minus x into x square. That is minus x cube. Minus x into minus 4x. Minus x into minus 4x. That is minus 1 into minus 4 is plus 4, x into x is x square, and minus x into plus 1 is minus x. Now you will have to subtract. So here we have a minus sign, so put a positive sign. Here we have plus sign, negative. Here we have a negative sign, so put a positive sign. Now subtract. See, minus x cube plus x cube, that is 0. Here we have 3x square minus 4x square. 3x square minus 4x square is 3 minus 4. What is that? Minus 1. So this is minus 1x square. That is minus x square. So here we have 3 plus x. 3x plus x. What is 3x plus x? 4x. Here we have a minus 1 here and that is written here as it is, minus 1. Now minus x, divide here the first term is minus x square. divide minus x square by this term. Minus x square by x square. What is minus x square by x square? Cancelling x square will have minus 1. So put a minus 1 here. And then multiply each term with minus 1. Minus 1 into x square. That is minus x square. So if you multiply a quantity by minus 1, its sign will be reversed. So minus 1 into x square is minus x square. Minus 1 into minus 4x. So this is minus 4x, so it becomes plus 4x. Then minus 1 into 1. Minus 1 into 1 is minus 1. So minus x square plus 4x minus 1. Here also minus x square plus 4x minus 1. On subtract, you will get 0. So here the quotient is 2x square minus x minus 1. Now to find out the other zeros, you will have to factorize this polynomial. Isn't it? How will you find out the other two zeros? You will have to factorize this polynomial. How will you factorize this? Just split the middle term. Isn't it? You know how to factorize this second degree polynomial. That is 2x square minus x. So you will have to find out two numbers whose sum is minus 1 and product is 2 into minus 1. So that is sum is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 sum should be called the coefficient of x. So here the coefficient of x is minus 1. And how about the product? Product will be 2 into minus 1. That means product is obtained by multiplying coefficient of x square and the constant term. Coefficient of x square is 2 and it is minus 1 here. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So what are the numbers whose sum is minus 1 and product is minus 2? The numbers are minus 2 and plus 1. Right. So what is minus 2 into 1? It is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 1, it is minus 1. So you will have to split this middle term. So minus x should be written as minus 2x plus x plus 1x. Here we are left with the minus 1 and that is written as it is. So from these two terms, 2x can be taken out. From these two terms, 2x can be taken out. So this is 2x into, from 2x square, if you take 2x outside, x remains. 2x into x minus 1. From this 2x is taken outside. So we are left with minus 1. Plus, here we have x minus 1 and that is written as it is. So here we have two terms. 2x into x minus 1 plus x minus 1. In these two terms, x minus 1 is a common factor. So this is x minus 1 into 2x. From this term, if x minus 1 is taken out, 2x remains. So from this x minus 1 is taken out. So plus 1 remains. Now we have factorized this 2x square minus x minus 1 into x minus 1 into 2x plus 1. Now how will you find out the two zeros? Just equate each of these factors to 0. That is, suppose x minus 1 equal to 0. X minus 1 equal to 0 implies x is equal to 1. It is a 0 of the polynomial p of x. Suppose 2x plus 1 equal to 0. 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Then find out the value of x. If 2x plus 1 equal to 0, what is 2x? When plus 1 is brought to the right hand side, it becomes minus 1. 2x equal to minus 1. Or what is x? X is equal to minus 1 by 2. X is equal to minus 1 by 2. So what are the zeros of the polynomial? Two zeros are given, which are 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. And the remaining two zeros are x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1 by 2. So this is a 2018 board examination question, and this question is somewhat lengthy. I think you understood it well. I will explain it once more. See, we are required to find all the zeros of the polynomial p of x, and two of its zeros are given. It's clear. If x equal to a is a zero of the polynomial, then x minus a is a factor. If 2 plus root 3 x minus of 2 plus root 3 is a factor. Similarly, x minus of 2 minus root 3 is a factor. That means x minus 2 minus root 3 and x minus 2 plus root 3 are factors of the polynomial. So multiplying these two factors, you will get some other factor. So multiply these two factors, that is x minus 2 minus root 3 into x minus 2 plus root 3. This is of the form a minus b into a plus b. So these two are factors of the polynomial p of x. Therefore, multiplying these two factors, you will get some other factor. So clear? So this is a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? It is a square minus b square. For a here we have x minus 2. So this is x minus 2 whole square minus root 3 square. This is a minus b whole square. A square plus b square minus 2ab minus root 3 square is 3. So this is x square minus 4x plus 4 minus 1. That is plus 1 is a factor of p of x. So you get a second degree factor of the polynomial p of x. So how will you find out some other factor? Just divide the polynomial p of x by this second degree polynomial. So we are dividing this polynomial by the second degree polynomial, and you know how to divide. So on division, the quotient is 2x square minus x minus 1. 2x square minus x minus 1 is the quotient. To obtain the 0, you will have to factorize this second degree polynomial. For that, just split the middle term. So middle term is minus x, and that is written as minus 2x plus x, and minus 1 is written as it is. You know how to factorize a second degree polynomial. So from these two terms, 2x is taken out. So 2x into x minus 1 plus x minus 1. From these two terms, x minus 1 is taken out. What remains is 2x plus 1. To find out the 0, what you have to do? Just equate each of the factors to 0. If x minus 1 equal to 0, that means x equal to 1. If 2x plus 1 equal to 0, that means 2x equal to minus 1 or x equal to minus 1 by 2. So the remaining two zeros of the polynomial are 1 and minus 1 by 2. You are required to find out the remaining two zeros. Two zeros are given. So since this is a fourth degree polynomial, it will have four zeros altogether. Two zeros are given, and the remaining two zeros are x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1 by 2. I think this question is quite clear to you, even though this is somewhat lengthy. So if you have any doubt, you just ask me. And in our next video also, we will discuss some board examination questions based on these topics. And I told you earlier that in this series, we are mainly focusing on board examination questions. Okay.